Showtime shot this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. I am back from AEW, Fairway to Hell, and I am here with my Backlash full show review. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about it. With the first match of the card, ladies and gentlemen, we started off the night with Braun Breaker versus Seth freaking Rollins. Now, my show notes for this match was this match was really good. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it from start to finish. There was one minor botch, but Seth Rollins made up for it for the rest of the match. It wasn't really anything crazy. It was just a move that he tried to do on Gunther at WrestleMania, and he was trying to do it with Braun Breaker. So he did it, he botched it, and then they picked up perfectly right after, because right after the botch, Braun Breaker went for a moonsault, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen Braun Breaker do a moonsault in a while, so that was my first time seeing him doing a moonsault in a match in a very long time. That was pretty cool to see. Match was really solid from top to bottom. I feel like it didn't matter who needed to win. I feel like the feud is going to continue regardless of the fact that whoever won this match, Braun Breaker did end up winning. So now this feud does continue. Monday Night Raw just happened last night, and the feud goes on. Now, the next match that they're probably going to do is probably going to be Braun Breaker versus Seth in either Italy or next week Saturday night's main event. I'm not too sure, but I hope it's Italy, because Saturday night's main event is a glorified house show. We don't really need to expand this feud here. I feel like if we give this feud some time to breathe in between Saturday night's main event and Clash in Italy, it'll be good. So, let's not do it again at Saturday night's main event. Let's wait till Clash in Italy for this feud to continue. Now, do I think Seth Rollins is going to win against Braun Breaker in their next match and outsmart Braun Breaker? Abso-freaking-lutely, yes. But moving on, let's move on to the next match. The next match that we had on this card was Trick Williams and Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. Now, like I told y'all before, Trick Williams was gonna enter that match champion and walk away champion. There was no ands or ifs or buts about it. It was clear as day. Sami Zayn is obviously the heel here. He got all the heat in this match. He played like a heel. He beat up Lil Yachty, and he got his ass whooped by Trick Williams, and Trick Williams ended up defending this championship. Now, I would say that they got, I think, 4 more extra minutes than they did at WrestleMania, so they let the time run a little bit longer on this match, which made the match even more better, in my opinion. But moving forward, I think that I think Trick Williams is gonna win this trilogy, or if this feud is definitely over, I hope that Trick Williams can move on to Carmelo Hayes, because Carmelo Hayes is him, and they need to run Trick and Melo back. We desperately need it. The mid-card division needs Ilya Dragunov or Carmelo Hayes in this title scene, because SmackDown in general is in dire need of help. So anything that we can get is good. I need Ricky Saints to start getting more pops, because I'm not gonna lie, if he continues down the path he's going, he might end up getting released as well, because last week on SmackDown, that man had 0 pop, but we'll save that for the podcast episode later today. Alrighty, so match is pretty good. Next match on the card, we had Danhausen and Minihausen versus Miz and Kit Wilson. This match was a comedy match. It was freaking hilarious. All the little mini houses that came out of the cloning device that WWE had was fucking hilarious. They came out, beat up Kit Wilson. Miz and Kit got their ass whooped. Danhausen ended up cursing the fire hydrant and making sure that Miz and Kit Wilson gets smoked out by the fire hydrant, which is not hydrant, but the fire extinguisher. I can't say that word for shit. But fire okay, moving on. But yeah, this match was pretty good in my opinion. Moving forward, I don't know what happens between these two, these three actually, Danhausen, Kit Wilson, and The Miz. I hope that Danhausen gets a match at SummerSlam or Italy. That would be cool. But if not, he could just throw around some T-shirts during commercial breaks and PLEs, so that he can get more merch out and be more of a draw. He's a good wrestler. His indie stuff was pretty good. I hope that he can get out this comedy act later this year. Maybe. I'm not sure. But Danhausen is good. And I hope he remains that way. Please. Moving on to our next match on the show, we had Io Sky versus Asuka in a match that deserved Kairi Sane, but didn't really need Kairi Sane because this match alone by itself without Kairi Sane was pretty damn good. The match was amazing. Asuka is semi-retired now, so that means that she's gonna go on her little Undertaker run where she comes and goes. So we don't have to see her on screen so often as much because she is getting old and she needs to bunker down a little bit so that she could be more healthy going forward in her wrestling career. Io Sky won the match and beat Asuka. Asuka's gone from WWE for now. We don't know her future, but I know that she's probably semi-retired. Io Sky, on the other hand, she moves up in the mid-card division, and she's helping out. I'm pretty sure she's gonna help out Soruka, and I'm pretty 100% on this. I think that Io Sky versus Soruka versus Becky Lynch is happening in the near future. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I hope to God it happens because that match would cook. Io Sky in any triple threat match is good to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Soruka just came on the main roster, so that would be a good way for her to get some spotlight on herself going forward. And pinning Becky Lynch will also be a good way to show that, like, she's here, she's the now, she is the future of the women's division. So top to bottom, a solid match. Io Sky versus Asuka. Moving on to our next segue, we had the John Cena Classic. I will talk more about this on the Showtime Shoots podcast later today. I hope that this idea sounds pretty cool, where NXT versus WWE, not NXT versus WWE, but the future of the business versus the current roster of the business go one-on-one in a tournament to compete for the John Cena title, which we have not seen or see what I did there? Which we have not been introduced yet, but they have been in talks about it. But it hasn't been shown on television. I don't know when the John Cena Classic starts, but I would hope it will start soon because the fans getting to vote whether win or loss is pretty darn cool to me. But yeah, moving on to the main event. We have Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Woo! Money man. This match was pretty darn good. The whole story of this match was the Tongan death grip, and apparently you can't use that against family. Jacob Fatu does not care. He is on a rampage. They're tapping into Jacob Fatu's jail type of character in a sense, if that makes sense. Like, he doesn't care. He'll do anything for his family to be able to provide for his family, which is good. This match was beautifully done. Overall, moving forward, what I saw on Raw last night was that Jacob Fatu beat up both of the Usos, beat up Roman Reigns, and now they are set to face off either in Saturday night's main event or Clash in Italy. Not sure. But moving forward, Roman Reigns is going to win this feud, and eventually Jacob Fatu will have to acknowledge the OTC because, he gotta play by the rules. It's just that simple. He's a part of the family. You gotta acknowledge the OTC. If you don't acknowledge the OTC, you can get your ass gone. He's the OTC, goddamn. He can do anything he wants. It's Roman Reigns. It's the tribal chief. It's the man that could beat anybody's ass. Going forward, Roman Reigns will end up winning this feud. I don't see Jacob Fatu winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship anytime soon, I'm not going to lie to you. But it's a good way to showcase that he can go with the main eventers, like Roman Reigns, for example, or the Cody Rhodes of the world. It's a good way to showcase Jacob Fatu in general and seeing his character depth as well. But, I think that's all I got for y'all today. Thank you all for stopping by. Appreciate y'all coming through to watch this Backlash full show review. I know I'm a little bit late, but I had to get it out the way, so I don't have to worry about it and stress about it anymore. Thank you all for stopping by. Remember to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you all on the Showtime Shoots podcast for my in-depth, not review of Backlash, but certain topics of WWE right now. But thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.
Showtime Shoots, signing off.